I'm David Veach, and this is Elevate Your Performance. Now, post-World War II, Japan was under the control of the U.S. military and the Allied powers. Our objectives were to remove war-making capability from Japan and to restore its economy so that it can rejoin the world in open trade. Now, dozens of measures were put in place that would freeze prices on most commodities and remove subsidies the government had been paying for critical raw materials and resources like iron and coal. Those economic controls, along with breaking up of holding companies in an anti-monopoly measure, had a devastating impact on Japanese manufacturers, and Toyota was no exception. This move effectively stripped Toyota from its sales organization. So to keep people working, including the returning soldiers, Kiichiro launched several other businesses. I mean, everything from a Chinaware franchise to fish paste manufacturing to clothing manufacturing and dry cleaning outlets. And to relaunch the automobile business, Kiichiro first had to study what was happening elsewhere. They had time since Japan wasn't allowed to produce any cars immediately after the war. And the volume of trucks and buses that it was allowed to produce was too low to fuel any growth. When he was allowed to, he sent people to the US and to Europe to study the post-war automobile business and learned that they would need to improve productivity significantly to stay in that business, maybe up to 9 times. His 4-point plan for recovery included: 1, in order to repair and renew machinery that has undergone heavy use or deteriorated, they established a temporary reconstruction office to comprehensively promote the restoration of the plant's equipment. 2, change the company's parts manufacturing policies to establish and develop a specialized parts plant equipped with independent capacity. 3, implement improvements and remodeling of the company's vehicles, which were stagnant during the war, plans for design changes, and the establishment of a system for the steady supply of previous model parts for repairs. And then 4, change from a company that supplied and maintained automobiles under a controlled economy to establish a sales system that will better and more fully reflect users' wishes, requests, and opinions. Now, the overwhelming concern that Kiichiro expressed during all of this was toward the livelihood of his people. All of his efforts were focused on creating work for people, and he focused on food, clothing, and shelter, and produced some moderate effect, and some businesses that still linger, including a business that makes prefabricated components for concrete houses. Now, all of this effort still nearly failed when the Dodge Line came into effect in Japan. This strict austerity initiative to control spiraling inflation sparked a deflationary trend that resulted in some devastating decisions Kiichiro would have to make. More on that when I see you tomorrow. Have a great day, and I'll see you then.